Hello everybody. So the Wi-Fi is still broken and I didn't so I couldn't upload it yesterday or today. A few things happened. Yeah, definitely. AP scores are out. I went 3 for 3. What does 3 for 3 means? I got a 3 for 3 of the subjects that I took. My friend went 4 for 4, so she's doing well at least. I'm not. Yeah. Let's see. So let's do the 3 things. For discipline today, what I did was something that you should do that you don't want to do, but you did do. I'm not gonna say tennis because that's sports. I guess reading, but it's also like my intelligence responsibility. So I should read. I'll just say that's for my discipline. My intelligence, I read more Frankenstein. And for sports today, I played tennis after not playing tennis for a long while. So it was mega tiring. I'm like poofed out today. Tomorrow's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna start recording for a new video. I personally think it's one of the best ideas I have. It's the Pokemon idea. I'm gonna meet up with a friend and it's gonna be great. Some really sad news today. CFO has lost to AL. They definitely had the potential to win. It sucks that they lost, but I'm really happy with the result they had in MSI, because as a fan, right, you want your team, the team you support, to do really well, and I want CFO to do really well. And maybe they didn't win the most matches, however, they got the LCP on the map. People start looking, and instead of looking at us as like a minor region, we're one of the LCP is a region to look out for, so that's nice. I definitely think mistakes have been made, and maybe our players aren't as refined as other regions players or other teams players, but I'm really excited to see how CFO, because of MSI, perform in the LCP and perform at Worlds, because there's no way CFO does not make it to Worlds, because there's actually no way. For the rest of MSI, I'll be mainly watching for T1. T1's my second favorite team. I really like T1, as do most people. Other teams I'm rooting for is actually AL. The reason is because AL eliminated CFO. So if AL wins MSI, I can say that CFO just got unlucky with the bracket and faced the MSI winning team. Honestly, it's kind of sad for CFO, the teams they have to face, but like, you look at how stacked this MSI is, there is actually no free wins unless you're facing an LEC team, and CFO got to face an LEC team, so we got a free win. Yeah, I mean, like, you look at who Gen G has to face, they're already the favorite, but they had to face the AL as well. They're gonna face T1 next. You look at what AL had to face. They had to face FlyQuest, and then they had to face the big boss Gen G. You look at, what is it, MKOI. They had to face, I think MKOI actually had one of the easier brackets. They faced the BLG, and BLG was so shaky. So I don't think BLG is, like, if I was to rank the MSI teams by strength, I would put Gen G on top, especially as the tournament goes on. Since of how garbage the LCK format was, the more they get used to it, I feel like the better they'll play. I think, yeah. So, yeah. So I still think Genji's on top. Then I'll actually put AL. I'll put AL, then T1. I think AL is better than T1 right now. Actually no. Actually, that's tough. It's tough. I think T1 currently, at the start of the tournament, I would definitely say AL was probably the stronger team based off how garbage the LCK format is. But as the tournament goes on, I think T1 definitely has what it takes to step up. I don't know. T1's just a different breed at internationals, I guess. What else? Then I would put CFO as the 4th best team, which might sound weird, but that's what I'm actually gonna put. I can see FlyQuest maybe winning. BLG definitely could win, right? But based off their performance against T1 and based off their performance against MKOI, I really think that CFO, at least in MSI, is a better team than BLG. Then it would be FlyQuest or BLG. Now, they're actually having a game, I think tomorrow. So we'll find that out tomorrow. Personally, I think BLG's condition is so bad, and although FlyQuest is not in like top tier condition, they're not a bad team. They're definitely a good team. They proved it last year at Worlds 2024 when they went to Game 5 against Genji. And you can make the same argument with BLG. While BLG went to Game 5 against T1, which arguably might be more impressive. I don't think so, but it's arguable. But the thing about that is, I feel like FlyQuest, although they're not in tip-top shape, they're still in decent shape, while BLG, they lost Shun. I don't know why the BLG players hate Wei, even though he's a pretty good jungler. Maybe he is like, he's like a horrible person, we don't know, and that's why BLG hates him. I don't know, but Wei is a good jungler. Wei is definitely a good jungler. But BLG hates him for some reason, I guess. So they had to put on Beichuan, and Beichuan isn't a bad jungler. Because the problem isn't Beichuan. He's not good. He's definitely contributing to the fact they're losing. But you can't completely put the blame on Beichuan. The whole team sucks. So I personally think FlyQuest is better than BLG. FlyQuest, BLG, then the LEC teams. G2 and MKOI both looks bad, but I feel like Caps looks better, even though Broken Brain and the Brav looks absolutely disgusting. And Skewmond is also not great. But I feel like Caps is like, they have Caps. And then it would be Gam and Priya. Actually, no, I think MKOI is better than G2. I think G2 absolutely sucks. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. This will be day 88, I think. Or, is it 88? Or 88 or 87, one of those days. That's about it. Thank you. I want to try and like cover the screen.